come back in again.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I
I want to
will.
get this good stuff recorded.
I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know if
I
you want.
see.
Hey, somehow I'm back. Okay. I'm leaving it alone. I'm not doing anything.
Good. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Speaking of
so
AI, in
Copeland's the
one of
only
my
one we're missing.
classes, I had a
Nope.
student submit their final
Copeland and
paper.
Mahoney.
And
Oh,
Mahoney.
yeah. So speaking of AI, in
Yes.
my classes, I had a student, different student each one, submit their final paper, their big project, their big worth a lot of points project. And it was like, oh, this is not you. So I put it through the AI checker and turn it in, which is, yeah. One was 92% AI and
Oh my God.
the other one was 78% AI. And it
Ah.
was like, guess what? You got a zero on your final paper. Yeah, that's like plagiarism
Oh,
when you have AI write
wow.
it
Now,
for
what
you.
is an AI checker?
You just copy whatever that is and you paste it in and it will read through it. It'll tell you how much of it is normal human speech and how much of it is AI.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
It's only teachers that have that. Is that right?
Good catch
Oh no,
there,
you can get it
Professor.
online. Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
can do
can't?
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just
But
for
now
teachers.
I get it for free because it's part of the
Sure.
platform that
Donna, don't
teaching
do it
platform.
now.
But yeah, don't. And I tell them, I'm like, don't you will not get any credit if you use AI. Don't use AI. I can figure out if you've used AI. Mean, how many times do I have to say it? I say it out loud. I put it in the announcements. I put it in the body of the instructions for the paper.
Have
Okay.
you considered oral exams?
Well, it's not an exam. It's a paper. It's a research paper.
Ah,
You've got to cite
wow.
your sources. You've got to list your
Sure.
references at the end. You've got to use
So,
APA
so does
style.
this go beyond you, Karen? Does it go to
No, it's not
school
exactly
administration?
plagiarism. If they plagiarize, if they'd taken someone else's words, I have to go to the administration. If it's AI, I just flunk, they just get
Isn't that
zero
what
on that.
AI is?
Yeah.
It's not its own. It's somebody else's work.
Yeah, but it's
Oh, it's a
nobody's
computer's
protected
work.
work.
It's an algorithm. It's not a
Yeah.
person. Yeah. So, but yeah, you don't use the
Okay.
algorithms. So, oh,
Good
we're
catch
recording
there,
this.
Professor.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
want
there
to
we go.
start?
Yeah, let's start.
Yeah,
All
tell us
right.
about it.
Well, I'm not going to tell you much about it because hopefully you watched it. A 2000 American film written and directed by Cameron Crowe. It's set in 1973 and it chronicles the coming of age of 15-year-old William Miller when his love of music lands him on assignment from Rolling Stone to interview the up-and-coming band Stillwater, despite the objections of his protective mother. That's all I'm going to tell you about the plot because you hopefully watched it. Some of the highlights from the film's history: didn't do well in theaters, grossed 47 million against a $60 million budget. And I did a little research, and my guess is a big portion of that was the music rights. Uh,
Mm.
and we talked about this. If you listen to the compilation album, some of the songs are complete. Some of the songs are just the snippets you see in the movie because they negotiated differently with every label and every band. And in some cases, the bands gave them a few bars and called it fair use or I don't know. But anyway, the biggest part of the budget was none of the stars earned as much as the compilation album.
Oh,
Was, and I can't remember the exact number, but a big chunk of the 60 million was for music. Uh, the movie was widely acclaimed by critics and earned, even though it didn't do well at the box office, earned 4 Academy Awards and included a win for Best Screenplay. Everybody was expecting Kate Hudson to win for Best Supporting Actress. She didn't, and nobody was expecting Cameron Crowe to win for Best Screenplay, and he did. Uh, it did win 2 Golden Globes, one for Best Motion Picture and one for Best Supporting Actress for Kate Hudson. It also won the 2001 Grammy Awards for Best Compilation Soundtrack. And Roger Ebert hailed it as the best film of 2000. So it's got a pedigree.
mhm.
And rather than just ask everybody, so what'd you think? I did a little research and found out there's obviously there are other movie groups or other organizations that have gotten together and come up with study questions for this movie. And we're not going to do any AI. This is going to be an oral exam, and we'll we'll just figure out, whose turn it is to be embarrassed. If you look like you don't know the answer, then I'll call on you. Okay.
Right.
Oh, God.
So Penny Lane, I'll ask Jeff. Penny Lane, she was a Band-Aid, but not a groupie. Do you remember the distinction she drew?
I don't remember the words, but um, you know, paraphrasing, maybe at least what I picked up was that they were more helping the band rather than just hanging around. But
And there was a very specific, Karen knows the answer.
Mhm.
teacher's
Yeah.
pet. No, I
Yes.
want to say for a second though, just hang on for a sec, Karen. I had never heard of this movie before, and I thought it was amazing. It was a really good movie, I thought.
Mhm.
So I really enjoyed it.
Okay, so maybe I should have started with, so what'd you think? So you liked it?
That works.
And I was curious, Jeff, because I mean, this soundtrack was my record collection when I was,
Oh man, when he
what have
opened
I
that
been? I've been
bag,
20 years old. I mean, The Who,
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin, the Allman Brothers, they could have stolen my record collection and compiled the soundtrack. But I didn't know
I
what
just
it would,
died when he opened that bag of his sisters.
Mhm.
yeah. But I didn't know what a Jeff Arthur would think, because it's not necessarily your musical sweet spot. But what did you like about the movie?
Well, I do like all that music. Some of it's a little before me, but a lot of it isn't. I mean, The Who was still around for sure, but um, and it was just kind of an adventure for this kid, 15, going or traveling all around with his band and all these young women. It was like, hell yeah, it would have been a hoot.
Had anybody? I'd never seen it before.
Really?
If I did, I don't remember it. Has everybody else seen it before?
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, that was a great date movie back in the day.
All right, Chris, since
Yeah.
this is your first look at it, what was your take?
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great. And I liked William the best. I liked the part that, oh, I forgot his name. Hold on. Lester Bangs, Philip Seymour Hoffman
Mhm.
being the mentor for William.
Yes.
And the kid had a lot going on for him, and he was so smart beyond his years, and that's why he was doing this anyway. I just loved how he just got up in the middle of all this to learn what it was like to be in a band.
Lester Bangs was a real person.
Yes.
Yeah, I read that. I read that. So my question is, who was almost famous? Was it the band? Was it William?
Yeah, I
don't
think you
know.
could apply it to the
Almost.
up and coming band. You can apply it to, Penny Lane.
Was William a
There are all
real
these people that are.
journalist?
Oh yeah,
Well, it was Cameron
It was-
Crowe.
Cameron
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
guy
it was
who,
Cameron Crowe. That was
guy who
his.
wrote and directed the movie. This is his autobiography.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if you want if you want to fill in the gaps that the movie doesn't cover, it's the book that John and Chris Twitty gave me as a help you get through chemo gift, and it's called Uncool, and it's about the whole Lester Bangs mentoring and how William had to sort of be out of the mainstream, younger than everybody else, and sort of out of step with everybody else for the whole thing to make sense. So if the movie intrigued you and you want to hear more about Cameron Crowe or how this whole thing unfolded, the book is a good read. Which made it, since I just read the book, the fact that we ended up watching this movie was kind of a, bookends on two experiences. So Donnie, you'd seen it before?
Well, that's interesting. I had seen it before, but I don't remember liking it as much as I liked it this time. And I don't know why that is. I mean, you would think that I would have really, but I remember thinking, I just don't remember it like after singing it again, how really good it was. And the performances, I mean, all of them were so good between, Kate Hudson, obviously, but Frances McDormand was wonderful, even though she had a small part. God, she was just so good. He was wonderful, and the acting was good. The emotional honesty, and I just loved it. It's like the theme was like, what does it mean to be cool? And you really he goes through all these changes, and I just thought it was really good. And I
Uh,
didn't realize that I didn't think I would think it was this good when I just watched it last week. So
It's
I
amazing
love
how
when
much.
Lester Bangs says, the band's going to try and make you cool, but I've talked to you and you're not
you're
cool.
not cool. Yeah. I know that was a great line. Great
I
line.
really enjoyed waiting for the credits because I'd forgotten that Jan Winter was in it and Mitch Hedberg and Peter Frampton. And Peter Frampton was an advisor on the movie. I mean, knowing his album that we all grew up with, I just can imagine it's almost Fast Times at Ridgemont High and this with him.
Yeah. Mahoney,
Yeah.
you've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it a number of times. It's a favorite movie of mine. I really enjoyed it. The scene that I um, really I don't know like the best, I guess is the way to say it, is the bus ride after the Topeka party where they all sing Tiny
Oh yeah.
yeah, Tiny Dancer. And I'm the reason number one, the Madman Across the Water's Elton John album is probably my favorite of all of his. But every time I hear that song and see that scene, oddly enough, I go back to a scene with Donald Trump. And what I mean by that is the night that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. Trump was out campaigning somewhere in 2016, I think. I think it was 16. And anyway, he gets off the stage. There's a tight gaggle of reporters, and they're the ones that tell him that Ginsburg has died. He didn't know that before. In the background, as he did at all of his concerts at the time, Trump would play Tiny Dancer. And so here is Tiny Dancer going in the background. Trump finding out that Ginsburg has died. He has an actual sort of human reaction to it. He doesn't, praise her overtly or anything, but he doesn't speak ill of her. And so every time I see that scene in the movie, I think back to that episode with Trump, because if you ever see it, the Trump scene is almost cinematic in itself, with the music and the way it was just haphazardly lit. And all of that. So that's scene in the bus on the bus singing "Tiny Dancer" is my favorite part of it. I like Philip Seymour Hoffman's Lester Bangs character a lot. There's a great inside joke at one point where Lester Bangs has a shirt on that says "Detroit sucks." Well, after he left the West Coast, he lived in Detroit for a long time. So, I'm sure that was an inside piece of baseball on it. But I thought it was a nice coming of age movie, and particularly appropriate for the people in this group, because, like Whit said, that's the soundtrack of that movie was the soundtrack of our early 20s.
Yeah.
I
Karen?
really enjoyed Cat Stevens. I mean, this time and 2 weeks ago, he's just such a great interlude. He had a nice little piece in this one, and he did in the movie we saw last time.
Yeah. Karen, I don't think we got you. You had the answer to the first question, but we didn't let you
It's all right.
pound on your likes or dislikes.
Yeah, I like everyone said, Philip Seymour Hoffman. He was actually to me he was like more like a sage. Even more so than a mentor, even kind of the Yoda to, William's Luke. But I really, I as an actor, I really love him. What a loss. All the things he said, be honest and unmerciful. I loved that. I liked Billy Crudup. He played Russell. He's the guy that plays Corey. If you guys watch the morning show on Apple TV, that's the same actor. I loved it when he took the phone call from William's mother, from Elaine. And he's like,
Yeah.
your mom kind of freaked me out. And she tells that Goethe quote, which is not a Goethe quote. It's commonly misquoted, but he did not say that. Be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid. That's not, but there is a Goethe quote like that. I looked it up and it says, whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So that's the actual Goethe quote. But anyway, but I liked Elaine too. I couldn't tell if she was a philosophy professor or a psychology professor. But anyway, I liked her character a lot. And I also, when they are in the plane, when they think they're going to crash, and
The emotional
Russell
honesty.
starts
Yeah.
singing Peggy Sue, the Buddy Holly song. And then the confessions. Oh my God.
I know.
Wednesday.
The Jimmy Fallon manager guy, how he'd run over somebody and left him there to die. And it was just like, oh my God, what else is going to come out? And then how it just devolved into, I don't like you, and you're this, and you're this awful thing. And then they're, they don't die. But none of us loves you. And I don't love you. None of us loves you, and I might die with you. That one was so good. And then the ending though to me was a little bit jumbled. I had trouble with it. Was just sort of like the timeline felt off. Like you saw the No More Airplanes tour bus 74. But then you saw Russell calling Penny and thinking that he's going to meet up with her, but she actually sends him to see William. When did that happen? When William's sister, comes back, and so the ending felt a little bit, I don't know, a little jumbled, but it wasn't big. I didn't have a big problem with it, but but I honestly, I like this movie. I'd seen it before. I'll be, the person on the fringes. I don't think Kate Hudson's a good actress. I think she's a Nepo baby. She would not have gotten that part if it wasn't for her mother and her father. I don't think she has a lot of range, but people liked her in it, and that's fine. But I'm just lukewarm about
Have you
her.
seen, I think it's called Song Sung Blue?
Yes.
I haven't
Know
seen it.
how I feel.
Oh, yeah, you don't
But
like
you would have
that.
a different appreciation for Kate Hudson if you saw that movie.
No, well, maybe.
She shows that's what she shows is a wide range.
Well, it's about time. But I think a better making the band, breaking up the band. Well, it's not a movie. It's actually a series. It's like 10 episodes. Was Daisy Jones and the Six?
Yeah.
Came out about 2-3 years ago. Sam Claflin was in it, and then Riley Keough, Elvis's granddaughter. She was Daisy Jones, and it was on Prime. I recommend that one if you liked this, and they're sort of a Fleetwood Mac kind of a band, and it was based on a book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, who I like. Taylor Jenkins Reid. I like to read her stuff. So anyway, that's
It's
What's the answer to the question, Karen?
the difference between a groupie and a Band-Aid. Groupies will fuck the band, and Band-Aids only give them blowjobs.
That's right.
it's nice how Jeff
Well.
pretended not to know that answer.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that part.
I didn't.
All right, so one of the themes that gets debated is, and you could, it's probably you would see the evidence of that in the book as well. Who has the greater influence on the young writer, Lester Bangs or his mom? And from the movie, can you tell which one
I
is?
think Lester does.
Yeah,
I think his
yeah,
mom did.
Bangs does because he sets him off on his career. And his mom to that point had been the dominant influence in his life, and I'm sure that we've all had an individual like this in our lives that are not related to us, but at or around that time of our life, they came into it and influenced the kind of people that we became. And this was William's mentor, like Karen was talking about.
A sage, yeah.
Well, what about Ben Fong Torres of the Rolling Stones? I mean, he gave him the big, assignment, and he put a lot of confidence in him. I think he gets at least some credit.
Well, he opened a big door for him, but I think, I was going to say, I think it's a combination because William stayed fairly innocent and didn't do drugs, like his mom directed him. So, he had some good grounding, and then Bangs is pushing him, and she's trying to contain him, and the tension between the two, I think, produces an appropriate character. But anyway,
I thought it was his mom, and I just think it's nurture. I mean, he never did drugs in the thing, and I think it just had some grounding. That's what allowed him to be, really, I think, the author that he was, or the
Well,
writer.
Lester told him not to do drugs as well. Said you're going to be offered
Yeah,
this and that,
yeah.
what have you. Said
Right.
don't do
Yeah.
it.
yeah, we
He
talked
was a
about
bad example, but
Chris, do you have a thought?
You
Or
know
Don?
what, Gary? The end of the movie, I didn't like it because the sister, what was her name? Anita runs into him at the airport and, oh, you poor thing. And they go home and it's like they're one big happy family again at the end. It's like, what? No, no. Why isn't she off on some plane to Paris or something like that? What is this?
Well,
It
how
was
much
just a
time
little
had
hard to
elapsed? Because
swallow.
when she left, took off with that
Yeah.
doofus in the car, I mean, he was a little kid, and now he's at
Right.
least 15. So
Right.
Yeah,
But how did that make everything, happy family again?
yeah, yeah. They didn't
Didn't
really
make sense to me.
explain that, and
Yeah,
it may have ended up on the cutting room floor because it was like a little over 2 hours, right?
yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It'd be worth it to go back and look at the end again, Karen, because I think there are some missing pieces or some disjointed themes there at the end.
yeah,
the other thing I wondered about was, it showed Penny Lane taken off for Morocco by herself. Or
Yeah.
I think she was by herself, but unless she was BSing, wasn't she only 16 or
I think she was
17?
guessing.
She
Yeah.
kept going
BSing.
backwards. I don't know.
Yeah, they both did. But anyway, I thought that was odd. She'd just take off
Did
by
anybody
herself.
did anybody figure out or see or hear, or if it was in the movie, I missed it, why she was always carrying a tackle box?
yeah, I didn't know that either.
Okay.
It never
Idea.
it
Might
never
have
came
been a
open to
makeup
my
case.
knowledge.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could have been any number, or she was just using it like a purse or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's
But it
probably
was like,
makeup.
but she always had the tackle
Yeah.
box, and it was like, okay, what's in
They
there?
had her Quaaludes in it.
I mean,
Well, I
you
mean,
Maybe.
you assume it's
Maybe it was
drugs and condoms,
separated
but
into different drugs. Yeah.
So
She was
which,
fishing for something.
yeah. There you go. You knew what
which
kind of bait to pack. Yeah.
which scene do you think was more honest and true to life? The Tiny Dancer sing along on the bus, or the airplane emotional honesty in the jaws of death?
Airplane.
You
I
like
think the
that one?
bus.
The bus?
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know. They were both good.
remember on the bus, though, when they sing Tiny Dancer, that has come right after the whole T-shirt fiasco,
Yep.
Yeah.
where there's a lot of tension, and why are you, Jeff was like, I'm the front man. Jason Lee, I thought, did a really great job in that role, by the way. But there was that tension of, and you keep saying you're gonna leave, and we're, that sort of thing. And then one of the other band members, whose name I'm blocking on, but he starts the tiny dancers singing, and then everybody, people just one at a time sort of keep joining in. And I think that was meant to me, that was meant to be like, even after, that happened with the manager and the t-shirts, they could still come back together and, and be a cohesive group. And so, so I'm going to vote for the bus.
Well,
So I love the confessions on the board.
Was the bus
I
after
know, right?
was the bus after Topeka?
Yes, immediately after it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
So in my view, there are two movies going on. There's one that's about how the music pulls everybody together, and everybody's got a touchstone to, whether you're a fan or you're a band member, there's that. And that bus scene shows the power of music to, have people put their differences aside for at least a while. Then the other side of the movie is the personalities involved in the music industry and how somebody's t-shirt or on an album cover or a song credit has nothing to do with the music, and it almost inevitably tears bands apart because of the business or the personalities that I'm sure they all started as, oh, we'll share everything and everybody will get a writing credit, and then somebody gets a producing credit and somebody makes a little more money and somebody that, so
Robbie Robertson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took all the writing credits. But so to me, the more poignant scene is the bus scene because it shows the power of the music. But the more interesting scene is probably the confessions on the airplane when you're faced with exposing all those differences. But anyway, that was I thought those two scenes were pivotal, and I was just curious which one. You don't have to like one or appreciate it or whatever. I'm just curious if it jumped out at you as a central, piece in the movie. Chris?
Yes.
Any
I
thoughts?
like the plane. I like the plane one because the bus thing, that was all kind of kumbaya to me, and okay. But the plane thing, they were facing death. And then all of a sudden, all these true confessions started coming out. It's like, oh my God, did we really need to know that? But they had to tell.
Yeah.
That pilot opens the door because we're gonna make it.
And they're all like, oh my God. One of the characters I didn't realize was Eric Stonestreet, who's from Kansas City.
Yeah.
He was the desk clerk at the hotel.
Yeah.
And I was thinking back,
Cam.
oh my God,
Modern
that
Family.
was him.
Yeah.
Yes, I had to
Wow.
look that up because, of course, and Jimmy Fallon looked so young.
Oh my God.
I know.
Yes. What was his name? Dennis Hope. Which you have to wonder if that was real or.
Is that before his SNL run or after or during? You have any idea?
2020. It's got to be before.
2000?
Or I mean 2000. Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't know.
I don't either.
Fallon?
Yeah.
No, we have to Google that.
I was just going to say, yeah.
It may be the last time he did something I thought was interesting.
Jimmy Fallon.
Ooh.
Oh,
Word.
like Jimmy.
Woo.
I found this on the web for Jimmy Fallon's years on SNL. Check it out.
Check it out.
1998 through 2004. So it was while he was on SNL.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he wasn't unknown then.
No.
Let me look. Anybody else have anything while I look up some of these?
Well, you know what I thought, Gary? As soon as I saw this, I said, boy, there's so many arcs in this, at least I thought, especially by
How
the
many
end,
arcs
of
are
course.
there, Donna?
Well, you've got the main three, of course. Russell, obviously, and Penny. Well, Penny going off on her own. I like that. I thought. I mean, all of them are just finding themselves. Certainly, Cameron or what's his name?
yeah.
He ends up, recognizing who he is. He loses innocence, but he kind of gains his identity. And I just thought I like the ending. I like that they kind of that that she leaves Russell, that Russell finally realizes, about fame and how addictive it is. And he becomes certainly more real. So I like the way it ended. I just thought that was and it was a nice arc for especially those three characters, that they start out one way and they end up the other. So
Well, the very first question on this study guide to this movie was about the transformation of the characters, which was
Yeah.
the arc, and I was not going to go there first. It was just too easy. But William obviously goes through a change.
Sure.
Penny goes through a change. The mom, I think, at some point has to sort of let go.
Yeah.
The lead singer of the band or the lead guitarist of the band, he has an awakening. So there are a lot of growth spurts in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we see it in William when he comes to Penny's defense after the overdose.
Yeah.
When they're talking, kind of shit talking, and he's just like, hey,
Yeah. Wake up.
look at what sort of the
Yeah.
consequences of some of your guys' choices on the people around you. And yeah, he really spoke up. Yeah, I felt like that's when you really saw him kind of find his like, no, this is something that I'm going to take a stand on.
That's
Yeah.
that's a great point. That didn't jump out at me until you just mentioned it, but that is kind of a watershed moment for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he
And-
guesses that he's in love with her,
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was kind of cool. I mean, in unexpected, un-Hollywoodish that neither Russell nor William end up with Penny.
Right.
What was her
Right.
name? Lady something? Because her mother had given her some stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
Weird.
that was kind of cool. But instead of the riding off.
Yeah. They
with Prince
walk off.
Charming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happily ever after. No.
Yeah.
No, I really liked that she got off on her own and goes to Morocco.
She really was going to go to Morocco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
One
I
of the
thought she was
pieces of
really mature for her age.
A lot of them. Yeah, but William too, so mature can you imagine at 15? Boy,
He was, he was an old soul.
he was,
He
yeah.
can't even drive yet at 15.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
couldn't
legally.
drive.
That's
Yeah.
why his mom took him to the concert.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
then
just
whistled
amazing
for him.
that she would let him go at 15, except she recognized his talent, of course. And yeah, it was
Do you
just
think
really
that's
good.
missing from this? That the one thing that got him from being just a high school stringer or whatever to
Yeah.
assigned to Rolling Stone was his writing,
Yeah.
but there's
Yeah.
no evidence of his writing in the movie. It sort of like when I said, why was Roosevelt suddenly, the centerpiece of it, and you don't see him doing any sort of political maneuvering. Everybody else did, but you don't see in this movie, you don't see his writing. I mean, or nobody quotes from it or reads from it. It just suddenly
Well,
happened.
didn't he
Well,
sent emails?
there's
He
one
sent-
moment in Rolling Stone's office where Ben Fong Torres and the other editor read his lead that something to the effect of we're flying at 10,000 feet over to Tupelo, Mississippi, and we're all about to die. I mean, that's the lead of his piece. And,
Well,
they're going, we really like that. That's dynamic, So there's that.
But before then, he sent emails to Lester Bangs, and Lester saw his potential. I mean, that was his first writing that was acknowledged. And was it published? I don't know.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Banks
Cream.
talks about seeing his work in a San Francisco in a San Diego alternative magazine, and
That's
and
right.
then
Yeah.
That's right.
and then Ben Fong Torres talks about his work in San Diego as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what do you think the Rolling Stone article included?
Well, we saw the cover
Yeah.
with the band.
Right.
Well, I had all those quotes that pissed off all the band members.
So do you think everything that came out on the airplane got included in the story?
Well, and even before that, remember when Jeff was just shooting his mouth off and how, music is magical and all this kind of stuff. And yeah. And then when he read it, he's like, oh, I sound like an idiot. It's like, well, Jeff, you kind of are an idiot.
I mean, do you think, from the portrayal of the movie, do you think everything that got spilled ended up in the article?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Probably not
No.
the airplane stuff. I wouldn't think, but
So he was merciful.
Yeah.
You should have been unmerciful. That's the instruction.
I don't know if it's relevant though, but maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Mahoney's been in spots probably more than any of us. There's occasionally you see inside something and there's almost a code of, well, now I'm too far inside and it has nothing to do with the main story, but it could be a huge distraction. And I couldn't tell whether the movie was, or whether the article that ended up in Rolling Stone was a tell-all of everything, and that's why the guy denied it in the beginning, or did he, then turn around and say, well, there's some rough stuff there, but at least it's not as bad as it could have been, and yeah, go ahead and print it. Maybe there's not an answer to that. That was my take.
I think they used he used the plane incident as the lead because it was a dramatic way to kick open the door to the story, but I don't think that he was being merciful because a lot of what they talked about and accused each other and all of that during the confessions were germane to the band, but they wouldn't have been germane to a general music story
Audience.
for its own. I mean, it would have just been, let's say he had 3,000 words, or whatever. I don't know how long a feature piece was in those days on the Rolling Stone. Let's say it's 3,000 words. All right, you get off on this tangent about how everybody's about to die on this plane during a thunderstorm. I don't think you're leaving much time to talk about their music.
Well, then I'd give you 5,000 words.
That was going to be the thrust of it.
Yeah.
But you don't think if you were a journalist and you witnessed Jagger and Richards claiming they'd each slept with each other's wives, and you don't think that would be a centerpiece to a story about the Rolling Stones?
They weren't the Rolling Stones. They were Stillwater. They were
An unknown.
a below 500 band, or at least a middling band.
And they didn't break up either. So it wasn't like, oh, this is why they broke up.
And to compare it to Mick Jagger and Keith Richards or Steven Tyler or any of the mega stars of that time, Bob Dylan, whomever, Paul McCartney, those guys. I don't think so.
Townsend and Daltrey.
I don't think the comparison holds.
Okay. Well, if he did report it all and he had access to it, would it have been fair to do a tell-all? And would he have been following Bang's advice, or, like I said, did he pull up short?
He pulled up short, I think.
Yeah. All right. That's all from me.
Oh, speaking of Bang, there were two things he said that I wrote down that I liked. One was he referred to the journalists or publications, other journalists, as swill merchants. I like that.
Yeah.
That was good.
And then also at rock and roll, the industry of cool.
Yeah.
So
One thing I read, Gary, was perhaps the reason why it didn't make more at the box office was The Exorcist came out at the same time.
No,
In 2000?
I read something like that, unless I misread it.
What did it say again?
The
The
Exorcist was,
Exorcist.
That was
Those
back in the
are
70s.
Yeah.
Was there like an
Oh,
Exorcist
there
2?
was something about it,
73
but
was The
anyway,
Exorcist.
yeah.
okay, my bad. I'll go read it again and
Well, maybe there
report
was another
back.
movie. Maybe just
Exorcist Believer was a supernatural horror film.
Did that come out in the same year?
20 December of 2020.
no. This was 2000.
This is
I mean
2000.
2000. I didn't mean 2020. December
Oh,
of
okay.
20 of two.
That's what
Maybe.
it was
I
then,
can't
yeah.
Oh no, wait,
imagine.
you're right. No, it's 2020. So I got that all wrong. Forget
Huh.
it. Back up.
Scratch.
Throw me out of the group for being like way wrong.
Also, the notes at
There
the
were
very
Exorcist-
beginning of the movie, that were being scribbled on a tablet, those
Yeah.
were actually written by Cameron Crowe.
That's his
I
handwriting.
liked that. I'd never seen
Yeah.
that kind of a entry
Yes.
before. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
He's good handwriting.
It does.
A lot of people did back then.
All right.
The
Hot
closed
pick,
captioning
Gary.
said something about scratching with a pencil.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know any reporter that's got good handwriting, so I doubt that.
You doubt it was Cameron Crowe?
Yes.
Huh.
It's part of
There's a
the
hand
trivia
model.
in IMDb. So
Right. Yeah.
anyway,
Jeff
good pick,
Arthur, I think
Gary.
you're up next.
Yeah, are we ready for a pick?
Sure.
Sure.
Well, okay, so this is pretty off the wall. But it's good to get something off the wall once in a while. So this
Eagle
is
and no.
no. This is the actors are Sean Connery and Christian Slater. In 1986, the name of the film is The Name of the Rose is what it's called.
Rose. Ooh.
Have you heard of that? I'd never heard of it.
Oh
What is
yeah,
What's the
that's
name
a
of
good
it?
one. Oh,
The
What is
yeah.
it
name-
again?
The Name of the Rose.
The name of the
Oh,
rose.
oh, yes.
The
Okay.
name of the what?
Rose,
Oh,
R-O-S-E. Flower, rose.
I think I read that book.
19 who's 88?
86.
83. Oh, sorry.
Is it based on a book?
Probably. I don't know.
Ooh, there's lots of ways to watch it too.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Apple TV, Prime, Tubi, Hoopla, Canopy.
Wow.
So
Okay.
Yeah, I made the
It's
mistake of
a,
watching this one on Pluto because it was free, but it took me 17 hours to get through it.
It was the same commercial that
I
swim,
know.
swim school.
And
And
they
it's like,
never
okay, fine.
end.
Yeah, he's gonna learn to swim. Can we move on?
Wow.
it's a psychological thriller, whodunit kind of thing is what they described
Yeah.
it as.
Umberto
Ah.
Eco. I read that.
Kind of set in the Middle Ages, I think.
Yeah.
Like
It's
1300s.
some
Isn't
monks are
the-
getting knocked off.
Isn't De Niro started out? Am I wrong there? It's
No.
it's in the Middle Ages, and well, maybe I'm.
Sean Connery, Christian Slater, other people who I don't know who they are.
Huh.
Ron Perlman.
I must be thinking of something else. Oh, I am. The Mission, I think. Yeah.
Oh, F. Murray Abraham.
Yeah. Wow.
Good
Right.
pick. Good
So
pick.
Karen, were you cool in high school?
Not that cool, but it was such a huge high school, But yeah, I mean, I ran with the hippies and and the artists and the writers and the poet. I was in the poets and yeah, kind of, but
So you weren't in the marching band or
no. I
on the
wasn't on the
debate
school
team?
newspaper. I helped write for the underground paper that we had, our junior.
Oh, you were very, very cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Published a lot of bad poetry, fine and good. Yeah, I was kind of a mean girl in junior high.
Ooh.
I know. I learned I learned the hard way that it's not a good thing to be. But anyway,
Right.
Mattson, were you cool?
Not in school, but after school.
Do tell.
What's the distinction?
Well, not
from
popular at all in
three.
not popular at all in the school day, but there were several of us who experimented and did a lot of things after school in the evenings and later.
A house of lies. Your dual identity. You're an after hours cool guy and an in school nerd.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Mahoney?
Um, I ran with the hippies, and plus I was the student body president, and so I was active in government, and got in trouble because I didn't want to lead the assemblies with the Pledge of Allegiance and all that sort of stuff. So I was a bit of a rebel. Yeah.
You were the student body
He's a
president
rebel.
and leading the revolution at the same time?
I know. What a
Oh,
school you
oh
went
my God,
to.
you should be a diplomat.
We ran.
The irony.
We ran on a New Revolution platform, and we beat the squares handily. Squares and jobs. And
Did you guys all have long hair?
yeah, we had longish hair, and we plotted that campaign for months. So I mean, yeah, I was sophomore class president, junior class vice president, all that kind of stuff.
Donna,
Oh,
were you
one of
cool?
the upcoming meetings, we should all bring a picture of ourselves. We can
Ah.
to share your screen thing from back in the day.
I
You know,
remember
with our
a picture of Jeff. He had long hair back then.
long hair. Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, first of all, I
Yeah,
went
when we
to,
worked on the railroad, Jeff's hair was down to here.
oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When did you work?
Bob had super long hair. Yeah, he
What's
wore a
that?
ponytail, and that ponytail was
Wow.
Matt, when did you work on the railroad?
Summer of our sophomore year. Excuse me. Worked for the Katy Railroad,
Okay.
what is now a trail,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
um, they only let you work for 89 days because at 90 you had to join the union. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
we got paid big money to go and work our ass off. We
For
would
89 days.
Somebody would drive. There'd be like 8 of us in a car. Somebody would drive down to Marthasville, which is on the river, down by Augusta,
oh yeah.
Missouri, and then we worked our way back towards Jeff City, which is where they were headquartered. And the next year, I worked 2 years. We went to New Franklin, which is up by Boonville, and worked our way back to Columbia, replacing ties. And somebody would stay awake and drive in the morning and with or without speed. And coming home, we'd have a case of beer in the car and kind of warn the driver when he'd had enough.
Jeez.
Was
I
this
was so
every
broke.
night?
I had an apartment on Rosemary, actually, not the big house, but I would run a bath because we couldn't pay for gas and utilities. So run a bath in the morning, and by the time I got home, it was warm enough to clean up.
Mm.
So was
Wow.
this you being cool or you being uncool? What is working on the railroad? Was that cool or uncool?
That was cool.
Okay. Jeff Arthur, were you cool or uncool?
I kind of straddled the line between the jocks and the academics, so probably neither. I mean,
How about you, Donna?
Well, I went to an all-girls high school, so yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of straddled as well. I mean, I had a lot of friends, of course, in theater and music, but then I worked after school every day. So, I didn't do any after school activities. I just worked. So yeah, but I knew, the musicians. I mean, on the weekends, I knew musicians and cool people like that. But then, I'd also know the jocks. My brother, his friends, and they were kind of like half jocks, half and half, I guess.
Yeah.
So half cool.
Half cool. Chris,
Cool adjacent.
Yeah,
I
cool
was
adjacent.
not
I like that.
cool.
you're not cool?
I was a nerd. I was the academic, but I was involved in a lot of things going on in the school all the time, pep club and that sort of thing. But the girls were in no sports and German club and American Field Service and National Honor Society and junk like that. So definitely a nerd.
Well, I was a jock, and at the end of every summer, as football season started, our coach made us shave our heads. So at the beginning of the school year, I was hairless, shaved head, jock, doing all the football thing. Then it got to be basketball season, and the basketball coach didn't care. And then by the end of the year, nobody cared how long my hair was. So progressively, my hair got longer. And the school year went from football to basketball, but academically, I was like Karen, I was on the school paper, I was yearbook, and I was in the theater department. So I hung out with all the artists and poets and writers and things like that. So I was very much split personality, half jock, doing my best to try to make the team and be a football hero. And then in the other half, pretending like I didn't care and,
Yeah.
let my fruit
Pretending
flag
I
Trying
fly.
to be cool. Yeah.
Well, Gary, at least now when you look back at those pictures, you can tell what time of year it was by
Yeah,
how long your
absolutely.
hair was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this must be March.
Well, and they did, school pictures. Sometimes they do them early in the season. You look like a private. And then if they did them after the first of the year, it's like, oh, well,
Yeah.
the other version came out. All right, guys. Well, thanks for playing along.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Oh, that was
voting.
good.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, I did have one recommendation. If you haven't seen Hacks, which is on HBO Max, I think it's in their fourth or fifth,
Yeah.
fourth season. Yeah, but it has started up again, and it's really good.
Yeah.
It is
It's
very
always good. Yeah.
It's their final season.
I think so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right,
Yeah.
Gary. Yeah, Gene Smart is just
She's
amazing.
wonderful.
He's
Yeah.
just a great.
I've
yeah.
got,
My recommendation.
I haven't seen it, but I want to ask about the Righteous Gemstones. Has anybody seen the Righteous Gemstones?
No.
Okay. How about Margot's Got Money Trouble?
No.
Saw the trailer.
Or, huh?
I saw a trailer.
Okay.
I will tell you. Oh, go ahead. I'm
The
sorry.
Big Mistake or Big Mistakes, which is
Where's that streaming?
that's on Netflix.
Yeah, I don't get Netflix.
And I think Margot's Got Money Trouble I think Hacks is on HBO.
Yeah, Hacks is on HBO.
And Margot's Got Money Trouble, I think, is on Apple.
Okay.
I will tell you something not to see, which you guys probably wouldn't, but maybe you guys do not see Wuthering Heights, the new one with Barbie.
Really?
Oh man, that was on my list.
And then
Yeah.
It was on my
6'10",
list.
what's
Yes.
his name? Jacob Elordi.
Hello.
And they
What?
keep acting like, oh, the love story of our time. It is not a story
No,
about it is a
that's what's
story
so
about
awful.
revenge. It is a
Emily would
revenge
be
story.
rolling over in her grave. I mean, it has nothing. Oh, it's ridiculous.
I know. I'm with you.
But it's
I'm with you,
beautifully
Donna.
shot. It's beautifully shot, but I mean, they don't even have the brother, if you guys know. They don't even have the brother in there. I mean, come on. I
What are you
know.
thinking?
It's ridiculous. But anyway.
Oh, I'm
Do
going to
not
go
see
see
it.
The Devil Wears
All right,
Prada
I'm gonna
2
see if they have-
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I do want to
Johnny
see
wants
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to rewatch the first one to
Yeah.
remember. It's been so
That's
long.
what she
but-
did. That's what she did yesterday. She watched, or Saturday, she watched the first one so she could get queued
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
one.
Kind of
Get ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gird your loins.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. I smell dinner.
All right.
Okay.
Everybody take
Have a
care.
good
Thanks,
night.
Gary.
Good to see
Nice
ya.
to see everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.